Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello, my name is Lon. Super excited that you're here. Let's go ahead and jump right into this Thursday thrift flip video. I found all of today's DIYs at the Goodwill. Okay, so walking around the store, I did have a little bit of a challenge again, and I don't know what it is. I'm just like trying to look for some different pieces, some things that you guys haven't seen, and it is really becoming a challenge for me. But these are the 4 pieces that I picked up, so I hope that they meet your expectations. The Goodwill has a color of the week, and the color happened to be yellow again. So all the pieces with the yellow tags were actually 50% off. This video is part of a playlist. It's the Thursday Thrift Flip Challenge, where we were challenged to only spend less than $10. So guys, this piece right here, like I said, Goodwill price is $1.99 with 50% off, but the original from Hobby Lobby was $9.99. So first thing what you want to do when you're getting a piece is definitely clean it up really well, because it's dusty. Now you guys know, if you've been watching a couple videos, I've fallen in absolute love with Waverly chalk paint in the color plaster. If you're new to crafting and you're not familiar with chalk paint, it does not take a lot, okay? Do not look at me in this example, because I actually poured out way too much, but I recovered it. So after 2 good coats of plaster, I went in with this pack that I got from Target. I showed you guys this in my last video, I think it was. And if not the last one, the one before that. This pack of pictures, or I guess poster boards, were in a pack of 5. And it was only $1 for all 5 of them. They're in various sizes, so all you have to do is just put them in a frame. Or for this piece, I'm actually going to Mod Podge it onto the little picture stand. Now I know that a lot of people have a love-hate relationship with Mod Podge. There are times when I do prefer to use glue sticks, but for me the Mod Podge has always worked. I just put it on, and here my bottle actually was a little stopped up, and I kind of poured too much on there. Oh my gosh. But nonetheless, I saved it by pouring it back into the bottle, and I got the clog out. So yeah, 2 for 1. So once I got it on the wood picture holder, I don't know what it's called, I guess it would be a wooden stand, I did go back over it with a generous amount of Mod Podge again to seal it in, because I knew that I wanted to go in and do some distressing around the edges and actually on the picture. Now do not look at that little bubble, because guys, once it dries, it will go down, I promise you. In fact, I may have to put this on my Instagram to show that it does dissolve. And you know me, I'm not a big distresser, so I start off very light, because I'm super afraid that I'm gonna mess it up. And then once I realize it looks pretty good, I just go for it. I give it all my all. Something that I did this time, I did get a little heavy-handed, because I was getting a little comfortable, a little too comfortable, and I just took a little wet baby wipe and wiped off the extra. So here it is, guys. What do you think? The cool thing about this piece is that you can personalize it by adding a name or an initial. So guys, this video is being hosted by Shayna Robinson from Robinson Repurposing, Savannah with Savvy Crafts with Savannah, and this month's co-host is Amber XO DIYs. I will link the playlist in my description box below, as well as all of their channels for your convenience. So you know that I love looking for unique pieces when I go to the thrift store. However, when I picked this up, I had no clue as to what it was or what its purpose once was. Comment below if you know what this is and if I even used it for the purpose of what it was supposed to be. I guess that's the beauty of getting a flip, is that you get it and you turn it into something else, right? So I'm not sure if I told you guys what color this paint was. So at this point, comment below if you remember the paint color that I've been using so far, that I've absolutely fallen in love with, in the comment section below. I've noticed that when you're doing a little distressing, it doesn't have to be perfect. And that's the beauty of the program. If you're not a really great painter, or if you're just starting out, if you do mess up, just get your little sandpaper and sand it down a little bit, because that distressing will make it look as if you wanted it to be that way. I just hit the high points of this. I didn't want to take off too much paint because I did want the that pretty paint to show, but I did want to kind of hit the highlights. And so this is what it looks like, and this is how I used it. Well, comment below and let me know. Do you like it? Should I use it for something else? I have it sitting on my kitchen sink, of course. I could easily switch this up and I could use it as a flower planter. Maybe even put like some little fruit snacks or something like that. I don't know, just a lot of little trinkety stuff. It could even go really great in the bathroom, maybe. Holding maybe like some toothbrushes or toothpaste or floss, things like that, you know? Okay, moving into I was about to say DIY. It is a DIY, but it's a thrift flip. So moving into thrift flip number 3 is a napkin holder. It's just a generic wooden napkin holder, and I had an idea that I would stain it and make it super pretty. And as I went to go in with my Waverly antique wax, and it just didn't look right. It just looked like the same. So I went behind that with my Elephant chalk paint by Waverly. And guys, I do not know what's going on with this left hand today, but it is pouring out a lot of good paint, okay? It needs to get it together. So again, if you're new to DIYs and using chalk paint, please use just a little bit because it goes a long way. I'm literally scooping it off and putting it back into the bottle because it was too much. So next I went over to my Cricut Joy, and I do not have the luxury of showing you how I made this image from my phone because I record with my phone. But I love it. I got this for Christmas as a Christmas present for my husband, and it's great for small projects. I've used it several times. I do have a silhouette, and I love that one too, so I get the best of both worlds, I guess. For this particular project, I used removable vinyl. The reason why I did that is because I wanted it to remove from my chalk painted piece very nicely without taking off my chalk paint, if that makes sense. I used a reverse weeding technique because I want the finished result to look more like a stencil. And let me just say, this is satisfying but yet scary because you are literally picking up the really great letters and throwing them in the trash to create the stencil. Okay, here's another pro tip that I learned along the way. When you get a new piece of transfer tape, nasty it up just a little bit. I know that sounds nasty or crazy, but because if it's too new, then it will definitely adhere a lot more to your vinyl. So just kind of what I did, I just took it and I just stuck it to my desk a couple times to get it where it would be not as sticky, and then I applied it over my vinyl, and here you can see it just peels right off very easily. And here I go, I'm just winging it. I'm not using a ruler. I'm praying that it's straight because I literally just stuck it down and it came out perfectly. But I do not recommend doing this. I actually should have used a ruler. I don't know what I was thinking. I think I was just worried about getting the video finished. But as I am pulling this up, I do want to note that because the reverse weeding and the font that I used, I kind of rock it up and down very easily as I'm peeling it off, because you can see this is removable vinyl. So see, it's starting to kind of come up a little bit. And so as you're rocking it, you're kind of taking the dips and the valleys, or the highs and the lows of the font with you. So as I'm doing this, I'm kind of being mindful of that. And to save you from boredom, I'm going to speed this thing up a little bit. And guys, check out this farmer's tan that I have where my watch is usually located. My arms are just as much discolored as well, but I'm loving being in the garden and getting out in the sun. Comment below if you watched the How Does My Garden Grow series video from last week. Just let's drop a carrot in the comment section below. I didn't have any stippling brushes on hand, so I used a piece of car sponge that I had left over from a project. And I'm just dipping it in the paint and then dabbing it onto the napkin holder. If you are here from the playlist, hello, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope that you like what you see in today's video. And if you do want to stick around, then hit that subscribe button below for me. I would greatly appreciate that. And if you're liking what you see in today's video, give this video a thumbs up. It lets YouTube know that you like content like this, and it helps support my channel. One thing that helps with bleeding for me is that I pull off my stencils while my paint is still wet, and then I go back behind and I pick out the little pieces in the A and the E. And for the areas where I got a little wild and crazy with dabbing on the paint, I just take a baby wipe and wipe it off, and being that it's chalk paint, it just comes right off. Comment below if your house is a house that uses fine china. I know that my household is definitely a house that uses fine china. If you're not familiar with what fine china is, you definitely need to watch to the end. So I'm just continuing to go around the edges with the leftover plaster paint that was in the paintbrush from the previous projects. This little napkin holder looked very plain with just the fine china on it. So I looked around my little stash and I found these little lavender pieces that I purchased from Walmart. I used in a previous project, and I cut two little buds off, and hot glued those to the front of this little holder. Now I think this would be super cute if you were to have a little cookout and you wanted to display your plates, or if you just want to put it in your kitchen because you don't like doing dishes. I don't know, but it was a flip, right? So this last final thrift flip is going to be super simple. I just painted it with 2 coats of really chalk paint in the color plaster, and because I am sometimes impatient, I went in with my blow dryer to help speed things up, and I did a little distressing. Now I know sometimes people might ask, why do you do all of that painting if you're just going to mess it back up? Well, sometimes when I paint a piece, it just looks so blah. And if I go around and kind of rough up just some, areas where it would be worn or overly used, it kind of gives it a little more dimension and a little more character. And so that's what I was doing with this piece. As always, I will not bore you in watching me distress this piece. I'm going to fast forward to the end so you can see the finished result. This is how it turned out, and this is how it looks on my kitchen counter. I love it. I love the little display and how cute it looks. If you do too, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to check out the playlist because there are so many awesome creators within this group that you are bound to love and you will definitely not want to miss. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe because if you're not living life with lawn, then you're missing out. Talk to you in the next one. Bye.